Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Crowe. To one internet away from me, to my left. That is my co-director at the American Sci-Fi Classics track, Mr. Gary Mitchell. And two internets away from me, you've seen him before in live action on the American Sci-Fi Classics track, but this is the first time that we're having him on the internet's version, and this is Dr. Scott Vigay.
Oh, hello, everyone. Yep. There you go.
And today we're doing something for this edition. It's a little something that Gary apparently has cooked up. It's called Sweet Revenge. Because when Gary's birthday happened a few months ago, I collected questions from you people out in the classic track.
What do you mean, you people?
Those people out in the classic track realm, and then without Gary knowing what the questions were in advance, then I sat him down and we did those questions and posted them up, and it was a delight. So now we did that in a podcast form. Now Gary gets to see my face when he asks me the questions. So, oh my gosh, here we go.
And since you are here with us, Dr. Vigay, we'll also give you a shot at the question as well. Ooh. And if your answer is better, you get the birthday and Joe doesn't.
Love it.
Is that how this works? Okay.
Well, apparently. That I just decided that right now.
I like it, and I will send Scott the cake.
Yes.
Awesome. Yay!
All right. So, are you ready, Joe?
Yes.
Are you strapped in?
Always. For safety.
For safety. All right. So, I'm going to go kind of in a little bit of a random order just because I can. I have power. I'm going to abuse it.
Yes.
So, we're going to start with a somewhat serious question asked to us by Mona Vogdal.
Oh, yeah.
She is a friend of Lola Strickland, who we love. And her question is, who is your favorite Batman and who is your favorite Catwoman?
Okay. I am going to mix. I think I'm going to mix properties.
Okay.
With my favorites.
Your favorite Marvel Batman?
Yeah. You know, of course.
That would be Moon Knight, by the way.
That would be Moon Knight. Dang it, Moon Knight is my favorite. He's got the little crescent and I called them batarangs. See, it's okay. And he's also crazy like Batman. Okay, so my favorite Batman, I'm going with Michael Keaton would be my favorite Batman.
Excellent.
Of course, Adam West is Hall of Fame Batman, of course, and so is the animated Kevin Conroy and all that stuff, and Batman from the Super Friends. I love all of them. Michael Keaton's Batman, to me, it was a kind of a crazy period in my geekdom when that movie came out, because I was 19 maybe or 20, and the movie came out, and had at that point no superheroes had been on the movie screens for like a dozen years.
Yeah, since Superman, right?
Yeah, since Superman, since Christopher Reeve and Superman. So Michael Keaton. Now we got Batman, and it was pretty neat just to see a Batman walking around and talking. And so that's my Batman as far as the answer to this question. Now, if you ask me again tomorrow, then I might have a different answer, but I think that's my answer for now. The second part of the question was Catwoman?
Yes.
This time I am going to go back to the original 1966 Batman, and my favorite Catwoman there is Eartha Kitt, because she was. Props to Julie Newmar as well, but Eartha Kitt was so Catwoman, and she didn't have any time for Bruce Wayne and for that for the whole wink, wink, nudge, nudge stuff. She was like, I'm a cat lady, and I rob things. So she was I think the ultimate Catwoman. That's what I'm saying. There was no, well, maybe she's really a good person. Nope. She's Catwoman. She's going to steal things. That's her whole deal. So, Mr. Scott.
Yes.
When I call you Mr., you are a doctor, sir. But
yes, it's fine. Yes. We're all friends here. Okay, you want my question?
Yeah, yes. Who is your favorite Batman and Catwoman?
Oh, well, okay. So, like Joe, I'm kind of that age where Michael Keaton is my cinematic Batman, but Kevin Conroy is my animated Batman. And in fact, every time there is an animated DC movie that comes out with Batman in it that doesn't have him voice it, I get upset. Because he's still around, let him do it. You know? So anyway, but yeah, those are my favorite. And I think he's absolutely right. Eartha Kitt as Catwoman. Because, I mean, Julie Newmar, you can't... They were going a different route with that. But, she's the one that you hear in the back of your mind, right? Mm-hmm. So...
She was most excellent. All right, Joe, that's one question down. And since you both agreed, I will split the points between you both. You both get 15 points.
Excellent.
All right. So for our second question, this one comes from Shirley Burton.
Hey, Shirley.
Hey, Shirley A. Burton, as opposed to Shirley V. Burton.
One day she hopes to be Shirley V. Burton.
Yes. Name the one celebrity you wanted to meet, but they... Oh, this is a sad question, Shirley. You wanted to meet, but they passed away before you had a chance to meet him or her. So thanks for bringing the room down. Joe, I think the one that you wish had passed would be Mr. Ferrigno. We all know that story. Because that would not have happened to you.
But Mr. Lou Ferrigno and me are cool now. Because I did a panel with him, and he didn't kill me. So,
no, I think there may be a story there I have not heard.
Oh, okay.
All right, Joe. Break it out.
Here we go. All right.
Okay.
One of my favorite things that's ever happened to Joe.
Okay. So years before I was the co-director of the classic track. In fact, years before I was on panels at Dragon Con. I think it was my first Dragon Con I went to. Maybe in the mid-90s at some point. Lou Ferrigno was there signing autographs. And there was a long line, of course, Lou Ferrigno. And I never met a celebrity at that point, never gotten an autograph. And everybody was saying, hey, buddy, you were great in that show, that live-action Hulk show. And I thought to myself, I want to be not those people. I want to have an interesting question for him or an interesting comment that isn't, hey, you were great in that show that one time. Well, at the time on UPN, which was a network, not a command. I'll leave the pause in there. It's terrible. There was an Incredible Hulk cartoon show, and Lou Ferrigno did the growls and the occasional Hulk smash. He did that, and I thought that's super neat. I'm going to talk about that with Lou Ferrigno. So when I got up in line, I paid my monies and I got my autographed photo, and I said to him, in my mind, in my brain, I said to him, it sure is neat that they got you to be the Hulk's voice in that Hulk cartoon. But what came out of my mouth hole was, it sure is neat that they got you to be the voice of the Hulk in that cartoon, because they must have thought, what's Lou Ferrigno doing? I said this.
Oh, no.
To Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, no.
And amongst all the actors who play fictional characters, well, I guess most of them do play fictional characters. Amongst all the actors who all play all fictional characters, I had to do such a thing to the actor who played a fictional character known for strength and rage.
Good going. Oh my gosh.
And so, very politely, he said, thank you. And then shook my hand with a grip much unto iron, let's say, with the, and there was this
Vice?
squeezing,
Oh,
as if to
no.
say, I could just take this arm with me, buddy.
Oh no.
And so I took my little picture and I scampered away. And when I did the panel with him at DragonCon a year or two ago, I did not mention any of this. So,
Good. Oh my gosh.
So there's my story, Dr. Scott.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
That's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. What was the question again?
Oh, right.
Shirley was bringing
Who
that
died before
down.
you got to meet them?
Well, I think it would have been cool to meet. Gosh, would have been cool to meet. Well, I'm gonna say this: I was in the same room as Adam West, but I didn't get to. Since we're on the Batman topic, I was in the same room as Adam West, but I didn't get to, host a panel with him or talk to him or embarrass myself by asking him a bizarre question about why he wasn't working. I didn't get to do that with him, and so that would be my answer for him. And he is now, well, forever in the Batman universe. But yeah, I think Adam West is my answer.
Good
Dr.
answer.
Vigay,
Okay. Oh, okay. Mine? Ryan
Yes.
McDowell.
you stole my
man.
answer.
Ah! I mean, come on. Not only did he do have a long voice actor career and lots of characters that we all love, but Vincent from the Black Hole, right? Just very, very, very talented person, and just really would have liked to have met him, and just to see how, given all the different characters he played, just what was his actual personality. That would have been kind of cool to figure out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my answer. And so my fallback is Burt Reynolds.
Oh, very cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Burt.
Yeah, because didn't he come to DragonCon one year with Lonnie Anderson?
Yes, he did.
And I didn't get a chance to go over there. Or was it someone else?
I don't think he did. Lonnie did come. This was before mine and your time as directors, but Lonnie came, but it was with Howard Heston. They did a
Oh,
video
that's who it
piece.
was, right.
Well, that's
So,
pretty cool.
It was. And so for those of you on your bingo card who had 14 minutes before we mentioned Howard Heston on the podcast, the video cast, then you are tonight's winner.
She was, I believe it was Shirley who was pitching Hessman during our Marvel panel
There you go.
2 weeks ago.
She was. And during our Marvel in the 70s thing, she was pitching Hessman for every role. And he could have played them all.
Indeed.
Dr. Johnny Fever.
Do you know if Ron McDowell was ever considered to come to DragonCon at any time, or is
I don't know.
I don't know. He would have been a great fit.
he would have? Wouldn't he? I think he would have gotten a hoot out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because the whole idea about paying homage to the legacy of film and television is something that was very much his thing. So just talking to him about I think 80s, unfortunately.
Yeah, when was he no longer with us? Was it way back then? Okay.
I don't know.
Let's go to the map.
Yeah. If only we could summon the total of human knowledge.
Yeah.
1998, actually.
Thank you, Shirley, for now we're researching death dates of people that we like.
Yeah, 98. So,
Okay,
but
as far as I'm concerned, any movie with Roddy McDowall in it is a science fiction fantasy movie.
True.
Yeah. Because he's playing the alien, whether or not he knows it or not.
No matter what.
Right. Yep. Nah. Very, very cool. But like I was saying that, film restoration and stuff like that was so much a part of his personal hobby that I think he would have gotten a kick out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, our next question is one of several from friend of the track and previous panelist, Bethany Kessler.
Oh, Beth.
And she asks first, what is the airspeed velocity of a swallow bearing coconuts?
African or European?
Oh!
Thank you.
Okay, Bethany, you'll have to reply to your question's answer so that we may research further. We must have sufficient data.
We'll come back to that. Yeah, that's something we'll have to read.
I cannot make bricks without clay. You must have data.
Thank you.
Yes.
She's not making a computer with stone knives and bear skins.
No.
Nice reference.
Thank you.
All right, her second question is, now this is actually a good one. If it came down to a duel, who would win? The $6 million man or the bionic woman?
Ooh. That's tough. I don't know. They both beat Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's true. They did both defeat Bigfoot. So Bigfoot, Andre the Giant, is the big loser in this.
Yeah, Andre the Giant, no matter what, he goes down. Let's see.
Because we have, eye versus ear. They both had an arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Steve had both legs, but she only had one leg, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think
was
so.
it both?
I think it's one. One leg, one arm, one ear. He has an eye, both legs, and an arm.
I feel like my heart wants to say bionic woman, but Steve Austin was a trained military officer, wasn't he?
He was a spy.
Yeah, he was a colonel in the Air Force.
So see, he had the prior military training prior to going bionic. That Jamie, as a tennis professional, while great as a tennis athlete, did not have the combat experience. So I want to say bionic woman because, as we discovered in the show, much more intelligent. Didn't need Oscar Goldman for everything, or Rudy. Didn't need them to constantly come in and have to fix things. And so, you know what? I am going to say bionic woman.
And just because I knew that we were going to get yelled at about it, I looked it up, and she actually does have both legs.
Oh, she does? Okay, excellent. Because I was thinking about that, going, well, wouldn't the other one shear off when they go into hyper running mode? The
one just goes. Rip.
Thank you for looking that up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But you're right. Man, that is hard. Well, okay. So I think that if Jamie wins out, it's because she has the upgrades. Because Steve was battery powered for a while there. They had to, in the telemovies, he actually had to charge at night. Laying there on the slab. I'd
forgotten about that.
Right?
You had to plug him in.
Yeah, he had to be plugged in at night. So that's not so
He was like a Roomba.
Yeah. quite much more the cyborg, right? You need the alcove to plug into. So given that, I think she has the upgrades. But you're right, Joe. He has the military background and stuff like that. But they have a relationship, and I don't know if they could ever really defeat each other. I mean, that's So what sort of weird bionic virus did they get that would cause them to fight one another? I don't know what universe this is that would happen.
I feel like Jamie had more of the level head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they're in combat, she's going to figure out how to
be smart about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Steve Austin is Steve Austin.
Yeah.
He's just going to go nuts up.
So what we actually need is friend of the track, John S. Drew of the OSI files.
Right, exactly.
We will pit this question upon him at a later date.
Right. But so as we have discussed our combatants and we come down to it, Joe, $6 Million Man or the Bionic Woman?
Bionic Woman.
Dr. Vigay?
$6 Million Man. Why not?
Oh, all right. We have a split decision. All right. So both of you get 50 points, but Dr. Vigay's, yours have been slashed in half and bionicized and have count as 200 points extra.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So our next question comes from Justin Dreyer.
Hey.
Who asks, what is one TV show that you would like to see revived? Not counting Manimal. I added that part, by the way.
Thank you.
Because that's everybody's immediate.
Right.
Come on. It's my thing.
Yeah.
What's just with one TV show? I really enjoyed. Let me see. That one's a toughie because I have always, when discussing quickly canceled shows, my defense is always, we never had a bad season because we only had 6 episodes. We never had to go, well, man, I sure did love that show, but season 4 went off track. There was none of that with Wizards and Warriors.
True. It went off track in the beginning.
Yeah, it never got on the tracks. Or Super Train for the, you know what? I am very pleased. Apparently Super Train has been rebooted now today as Snowpiercer.
That's true.
The whole thing.
That's true.
Good job.
It's the stealth reboot of Super Train.
Clearly it is. There's no other option. It's I feel like well, since she said TV show and she didn't well, I'm sorry, not she, Justin. Since he said TV show, that I'm not going to go to animation, because if it were animation, I'd say Thundar the Barbarian. Because,
interesting.
Yeah, because there needs to be more Thundar content in the world. But as far as just I want them to do Knight Rider again.
Again?
Yeah, because they rebooted it and it wasn't great.
No.
And I want it to be great. I want there to be a Battlestar Galactica version of, like, a fond memory revised in a new crazy way, like they did with the Battlestar Galactica reboot. That's what I want for Knight Rider. Instead of that thing that was on for 3 episodes that we forgot was on, and at one point the car transformed into a truck.
Yeah, not so great. You know what though? You know what's so sad about that is the made-for-TV movie that preceded it was so good that they went, okay, we'll go put this to series, and I'm looking forward to that. And somewhere between the telemovie and season 1, rewrites. You're like, oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. And Hasselhoff was only in it for 3 minutes.
In the last episode. In the last episode of the last movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, get out.
But good choice, though. Good choice.
Well,
This is hard because I was thinking about Knight Rider. I was
as learned individuals do.
yes, and if I without starting a big reaction, I could say Star Trek. But I'm not going to. But
That's a whole other track.
That's a whole other story. But if it wasn't that, I actually was thinking Voyagers. That is a show that only got one season, and sadly, a death of an actor caused them to not continue. But it was really cool because it was actually co-produced by Scholastic.
Yeah.
So the edutainment portion of that was actually deliberate, and it was a lot of fun, and it was at that age where was it Mino Phillips who played Jeffrey? He played the crazy little kid in all sorts of different shows of that era. But that was his starting point. I would have liked to see a reboot of that if that was possible.
Hang on, you guys. My mom is on the phone.
Oh.
Hey, Mom, I'm on a video call right now. Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry, Joe.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll be done in a minute. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wish you happy birthday, baby.
Well, I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm gonna see you the day after. I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow.
Joe, don't give your mother a hard time for wishing you a happy birthday.
This is your happy birthday video cast anyway.
4:30 in the morning was when I was born.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
and you've never risen early since.
I thought it was 4:30 in the afternoon.
No, in the morning.
Oh my gosh, I'm learning something. Oh my gosh.
And it's been captured for
posterity.
Yes.
4:30 in the morning.
You see, Joe? That's why you're good at those 8 a.m. panels.
11:30 tonight.
Oh my god! So what were you doing at this time 50 years ago?
We just got through cooking supper, and Mama Crawley made us a blackberry pie cobbler. And your daddy was outside talking to somebody from school. And my water broke right there, except that, I guess, at 8 o'clock, something like that. And then went to the hospital, 11:30, and at 4:30 he was going.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Joe, you should apologize to your mother for keeping her up all night.
I should. I'm sorry, Mama, for keeping you up all night.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell him how much you weigh.
how much I weighed then? What wasn't it like 10 pounds? And
Good Lord.
10 pounds.
I think I almost killed you, but you're okay.
Yeah. Yes, I'm fine. All right. Well, I'll let you go. Get through your business.
All right. I love you, Mama. I'll see you in a day or two.
Okay. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
That was priceless, Joe. That was precious.
That's awesome.
I did not plan that at all. That is great.
All right. So, Dr. Begay, your choice.
Yes, Voyagers.
Voyagers. Very good choice. Solid choice. Joe, I will give you 25 Night Industry stock options.
Ooh.
And Dr. Begay, I shall give you a map to the hidden treasures of the Incas.
Ooh, nice.
All right. So you guys knew this question was coming. It's coming to us from our wonderful friend, Charles Nut Punch Oz Dillman.
Oh, I'm sorry in advance for what he's going to do to you the next time he sees you, Gary.
I got it coming.
Oh, you do. You do.
He asks, why is Manimal so awesome?
Why isn't it so awesome?
I'll let Scott. Yeah, Scott, you go.
Let me try. Because the commitment of the characters to the plot. You know, everybody is playing it straight. There is which actually helps a lot, I think. And as he goes to the different animals, like the horses and all that stuff, you don't have to worry about the conservation of mass or anything like that. You don't try to at some point you let all that go and just have the fun with it. I think that was what was fun about that show, was that they realized, hey, don't try to explain it. It's mumbo jumbo. It's magic. It's the deepest, darkest parts of Africa, and you learn some secret that allows him to do it. And and his dad passes the information on, and next thing you know, he's able to turn into animals and stuff like that. But the level of believability, it's on the actors. They were able to pull it off, and I think that was what really makes it work. And there's a lot about the show that is cutting edge. If you think about the portrayal of Mackenzie as the female detective and all that sort of stuff, you don't really get a lot of credit for it because it's Manimal and things were crazy and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, they were doing things that were cutting edge for its time, and so I think if you like the crime busting monster of the week 1980s format, and you've had your fill of the car that does something, or the motorcycle that does something, or the helicopter that does something, then this was a nice kind of something different. It was a superhero without necessarily having to pay the license for Superman or Batman, right? What they really wanted was Man-Bat, but they couldn't afford that. So they ended up.
But they can afford a bat,
right? Exactly. That was the thing that was interesting. You kept waiting for other things. I think that and what's so funny is that there's some things that happen in that show that you just sort of wink and just go for it, that you never see again. In the pilot, when he turns into the white little kitten and it's being held by the evil woman of the episode, and it's right there in her cleavage, you're like, oh my god, somebody today would be saying, I'm sorry, we're going to get the wrangler to move the cat, distract the cat so that we're not doing that. But it was funny, and then they played on it a little bit with the character, with the actor, and stuff like that. And you're like, so it was cheeky, it was fun, and and like I said, don't try to figure out the science of it because there isn't any, and just kind of enjoy it. There you go. That's my defense of Manimal.
Right. Joe.
That's very eloquently and scientifically put. I like that 100%. My liking of it was because it was the only dude with powers on television at the time, and I caught the first episode and thought, well, I am in, and then I didn't have to be in for the long haul. But I recorded the audio of the episodes on cassette tape because I wanted to go back and listen, I guess, to. But it was I liked it at the time because it was a superhero. It was the same kind of detective stuff that was on every other show, like from Rockford Files to Knight Rider and BJ and the Bear and everything else.
Right.
And just imagine how much more awesome the Rockford Files would have been if he turned into a panther every now and then.
Dadgummit, come on. So yeah, and I liked that Dale Arden from Flash Gordon was in it. That was part of it. But and sidebar, one of the coolest people. Scott met her when she came to Dragon Con. That was one of the coolest things that's ever happened.
Oh yeah, the two of them together. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Anywho,
and she signed our Manimal poster.
Yeah. So and when I said to her, we're having a Manimal, she goes, really?
Why not? Actually, Joe, I have to say that your love of the show is what is so infectious.
Well,
The fact that we had at the glory that is the Manimal Panimal, when there was somebody in the audience who didn't know what it was, who stayed anyway. All the options of entertainment at Dragon Con, they stayed anyway. It turned into a 30-minute panel where people were basically saying "Manimal, rawr," and doing that like every 15 seconds. She was doing it by the end of it. The following year, it finally officially came out on DVD. She bought the set and brought it with her the following year. How cool is that? I mean, that's sharing the love and expanding on. I mean, that's good fandom for me. I mean, that's totally cool.
I'm not gonna say that we had anything to do with it finally getting released on video, but I'm claiming that we did. So,
Yes.
Well, you know what it is. This is my theory. You want to hear a theory?
Sure.
Okay, so it was done at the same time as Automan. Okay. In fact, there's an episode that takes place in Chinatown where from one production company, you see the street going one direction and Manimal is the other direction. I'm thinking that when they decided to do one, they did the other because both came out at the same time. And they might, I don't know if they were really looking for the Desi Arnaz feature to finally come to DVD, or if it was Manimal that led the charge. But once they found one, they kind of had to do the other because they,
it's the same universe, man.
Same universe, yeah.
Spoiler warning: this will not be the last time we hear from Automan.
Oh.
But I will continue with our next question. Oh, and by the way, point scoring, Dr. Begay, you get 15 McCorkindales, and Joe gets 10 McCorkindales.
Valuable.
Michael Williams, another friend of the track and previous panelist, keeping the Manimal love going, asks, if Manimal could have one more season as a revival, who should play the main characters?
Oh, tough. Hey, question: do you take into account the one-off that happened on Nightman?
Yeah, absolutely.
That counts. That totally counts.
Okay.
I think it's even included on the Manimal DVD set.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I feel like maybe it is. I've got it somewhere, but of course I've got it. But yeah. Let's say yes, and let's say that the Melody Anderson part and like the three main parts. Let's say. Mm-hmm. I'd say if you're going to revive it today,
we need a detective, a sidekick, and a Manimal.
Yeah.
Or a woe Manimal.
See,
because in the spinoff, it was going to be his daughter.
Yeah.
Right.
So
woe Manimal.
Let's do this. Let's say in 2020 we get a brand new Manimal series on the television with, say, Manimal
on the WB.
Or let's say Manimal, his daughter, then the lady.
Well, that was the 90s, wasn't it?
Yes, Nightman was the 90s. Yeah.
So it would be the Grand Manimal.
We could have like a kind
of a whole family dynasty.
Yeah, the family pride. Yeah,
a family pride.
That's the title. It's a CW show now. Family pride.
Back in my day, back in the 80s, I turned into Panthers all the time, and I liked it. Let's see. I'm gonna say that for the dad Manimal the first, or technically the second, Manimal the first, I'm going to go with Gary Cole.
Ooh, good choice.
Call.
Because he's been in a zillion of these kind of shows, and he gets the winking sarcasm, the kind of I know what I'm doing is silly, but I'm all in.
Right.
That's so that's Gary Cole, and for the lady cop, it needs to be somebody who's kind of one of his contemporaries. So I want to go with
Judi
uh,
Dench.
she would be great. She would be
as the
great.
police captain, probably.
Yes.
And for the sidekick, I want to go with somebody super funny. Even I think funnier than the guy that we got. Just somebody who's super into it. Who is oh gosh. This one's a toughie. Richard Roundtree's too old. He's Shaft.
Mhm.
I mean, for this,
He's too
part,
cool.
He's too cool. He's not the idiot ex-con who was the sidekick. I wanna go with this one's tough. What if we did this? What if we
One of the
tabled
Wayans guys.
Keenan Ivory Wayans?
Ah.
Keenan Ivory Wayans, because he doesn't have to be like the sidekick or the follower.
Yeah.
And he could have his own storylines and such, because we know that from reading too many tabloids, Damon Wayans doesn't like doing TV.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
was really good.
He was exceptionally good with that, and I don't know.
So anyway, Keenan Ivory Wayans is that guy. And for the Lady Cop, I will say since I can have anybody, I want Mariska Hargitay. She already does it.
Yeah.
She already does it. No, you know what? I'm changing my vote. I want to go with Kevin Bacon's real life wife, who was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, whose name is escaping me. She was on The Closer and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and if she used her married name, it would be easier. So I could say it's somebody.
Kyra Sedgwick.
Kyra Sedgwick. There you go.
Thank you, Google.
Those are my three. Dr. Scott, do you have?
I don't know, man. I don't think I can come up with a dream cast. I'm going to have to capitulate to Joe on this one. It's hard because I mean, first off, did Simon McCorkindale do anything before Manimal that we know of?
British
He did a little thing. He did
Little
a
things,
soap opera.
British soap operas. So here you find somebody with the kind of the unknown that was able to do it and have fun with it.
I mean, technically speaking, you don't want to get
it's hard. How do you replace that? And then like you were saying, that if it's a CW show, well, then that implies a whole bunch of other stuff that you can have fun with. I mean, sometimes the revamps go well, and sometimes it's a little off. I think that the Roswell one, I haven't had a chance to watch that yet, but I know it's a completely different take on that than the Roswell show from the 90s and stuff like that. I don't know. Man, I couldn't come up with I'm sorry. You win.
I'll take
All right.
Yeah.
So Joe gets the full McCorkindale.
Yes. All the points.
And then our good friend of the Sci-Fi Explosion, Chris Cummins, asks,
Hey, Chris.
what is your favorite episode of Automan? And does Automan think a hot dog is a sandwich? Now, I'm disqualifying the second half of the question. No food questions today. We reserve those strictly for DragonCon, where I can watch Casey and Sue as I annoy them with the hot dog questions.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes. My favorite episode of Automan was I think the first one.
The pilot.
Desi Arnaz Jr. was just in shock for like the entire hour. Like, this is an impossible thing that is happening. And that dude is super handsome. And he says, I'm a fully functional man. And so many questions must have arisen from Desi Arnaz in his brain.
The first one being, why did I agree to this?
Why did I agree to this? But then,
his agent has a lot of explaining to do.
yes. And then he's in the Tron car, and then for the first time it goes pum pum, which is the actual pum pum. You can see what it's so quick. I left the screen like pum, like that.
Yes, it does 90-degree turn. Yep.
Yeah, and then it was so quick that at no point did Desi Arnaz go, "Hey, this is just like Tron."
Yeah.
But no, I think that first episode they just went all in on the craziness, and with with Automan just being himself, and just existing, and like he only existed at night when people were using less power. So yeah, I'm going with episode 1.
Dr. Vigay?
Oh man, I think Joe and I are in agreement. It's either between that episode or the episode where he learns that he can create other clothing, and he creates the white leisure suit, and he ends up doing kind of like the disco thing. Oh my gosh, there was, and of course he would consider it a sandwich because it's it's food between two pieces of bread. There we go. If it's a split bun, there you go.
So
But I think, but Joe's right. For the episode, the pilot, they had to show you everything, right? And the one thing you know about television pilots is that if it's built for the pilot, they'll have more money, right? So you write in the car, you write in the helicopter. Otherwise, later on, you're not going to have the money for it. So
you better get that stuff up front.
Get right. It's the reason why there's a walkthrough of Captain Picard going through the ship in the Next Generation first episode. They originally didn't have an engineering room, and they went, wait a minute, we're going to need an engineering deck at some point. So Roddenberry writes in, he walks through the engineering core, and they're like, oh, God, now we have to build it. But they used it for the production money. Anyway, so it's the same sort of thing. If you want... The only other thing I really remember about Automan being unique is the fact of the prejudice for the IT professional, right? No one else considers him a real cop. Like he has a laminate. Everybody else has a shield, but he's the guy with a little 3x5 laminated card that gets to work in the server room that nobody knows what it does, right? And it's just this very, very, very awesome pre-internet world that just they can say anything and people believe it. It's the same reason why when you watch war games and and they're typing and talking at the same speed and none of that's give you a really distorted idea of what a computer professional does, but that was what was cool about it. I think it was that you look back on it now and just laugh, like Joe said. Don't wait until nighttime when people use less energy. Well, that might have been true when they didn't have constant streaming and and everybody went to bed at 6 p.m. or something like that.
back in Walnut Grove.
Yeah.
Good answers, gentlemen. Good answers. Joe, I will give you 500 megabytes, and Dr. Vigay, you get a teraflop.
Ooh, teraflop. I love it.
Yes. Our next question comes from the lovely Lola Strickland, who asks a non-manable related question. If you could be an already existing character in a TV show, who would it be and why?
I would be B.A. Baracus in the A-Team. Because Hulk Hogan is his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
They together saved the life of Boy George. And the chains, the driving of the van, the amazing strength, and the catchphrase. Now the fear of flying and the constant head injuries and being shot up with drugs by your friends. I'm not super down with that, but That's my vote. Downsides to being BA, but the upsides, though, I think balance them out.
Yes, and VA standing, of course, for bad as attitude.
Yes.
Dr. Vigay, who is your choice? I have an inkling. I think I know who it is, but
well, see, there's so many choices. I'm a fan of so many things.
Mhm.
You know, it's just. I mean, you want to say Captain Kirk, or or something like that, but it could be something as wacky as Sam Drucker. Huh? Be the linchpin of the greater, Beverly Hillbillies universe.
True.
Or Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. It's real hard. That's just I can't really put my finger on it, but it depends on my mood, I think.
I had you pegged for a gentleman named McLeod.
Yes, a certain Highlander. Yes. Well, that would be awesome. That would be totally awesome for about a minute and a half.
Well, yeah. Why are these people trying to cut my head off?
I'm so handsome. Why? Why do they want to hurt me?
All right, well, Joe, you get 10 Mad Murdochs, and Dr. Vigay, you get There Can Be Only One.
That works.
Our next question is going to come from Mr. Shane Ivey, and looking at the time, this might be our last question. So, Mr. Shane Ivey, good friend of Joe and myself, co-founder of RevolutionSF.com, which led to all our current shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
He asks the age-old question, marry, bang, or kill? The asteroid space worm from Empire Strikes Back, a sandworm from Doom, and the Doomsday Machine from Star Trek.
I feel like me and he and I have had this conversation in real life.
So which one would you marry? Which one would you say for work bang? And which one would you kill?
Oh my.
I am gonna.
He's like, do I answer this one?
I'm going in. I'm going all in. I'm gonna answer the whole thing. I am gonna. I'm gonna marry that Doomsday Machine because there's it's so functional. There's so much stuff going on. We're gonna live forever, destroying planet, destroying solar systems, and making Colonel Mike Decker upset.
Oh, poor Decker.
Did they ever establish if that Decker is related to the?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's the dad.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's why.
That's why Decker hates Kirk.
Yeah, that's why it's even worse.
Yeah. Okay, then. Well, all right.
Yeah. Right?
So now I'm somehow I'm related to that guy now from if I marry the Doomsday Machine. So yes, I'm marrying that Doomsday Machine, and
whom will you have intimate relations with?
I'm having intimate relations with the worm from Dune, because at least with the spice flowing, I'm that much closer to the Spice Girls. And that's what I'll be thinking of. Wow.
That's what you want, what you really, really want.
That's it. Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
So while that is happening, while our relations are in things are happening, I'm going to be thinking of Sporty and Baby and Ginger and
you'll be doing it without rhythm.
Yes. And the other one, the killing, that freaking thing from Empire Strikes Back. I just watched Empire Strikes Back again, for the bajillionth time with the family, just a few days ago, and that thing is gross. And I ain't got time. I'm trying to fly through space, mind my own business, and
It's got a horrible solo infestation.
But yeah, I'm done. I'm done with all that. No, I'm killing that thing.
Dr. Vigay.
What now? No, man.
Hey, you
no.
agreed to this.
I know.
This is what happens, Scott.
My agent has a lot of explaining to do.
I'm glad my mom is not on the phone anymore.
Right. So, okay. Well, to avenge Decker, I have to kill the Doomsday Machine. I think. See, I like your intimate relations thing with the sandworm from Dune. That's pretty cool because then maybe you could get the power to move without travel without moving, and marry the worm from Star Wars because it's a homebody and it's going to protect the cave. I don't. What the hell? Sorry. What type of question is this?
We have gone down the rabbit hole.
I apologize for swearing. You can.
This happened on the American Sci-Fi Classics track, everybody.
Oh,
Bringing you the important questions.
The important.
No, if you want an important question, now see the question you should ask him for your birthday. Unfortunately, this isn't an American Sci-Fi Classics question. Would be, do you want some toast? Right? Red Dwarf, right? Talkie toaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's British sci-fi, so it doesn't quite work.
We're gonna steal it eventually.
That's right. Eventually, it's all ours.
There'll be a remake. You'll be fine.
They keep remaking it, don't they? They keep the original guys keep coming back every.
Yep. They actually
every few years they make a new one.
They just did, which was really cool. And there's literally a network channel called Dave that that's basically what they do. It's kind of like how Hero and Icons does nothing but Star Trek.
Oh yeah,
right. The Dave channel is there to support the furtherance of Red Dwarf episodes.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So I will apologize to Jeffrey Francis, and we'll leave this on this question because I believe we are just about out of time. Jeffrey Francis did want to know, Joe, exactly what the producers of Manimal have on you to continue your promoting of the show to this day.
Yeah, so many years after almost everyone who made it has passed away, probably. No, I picture them all retiring in their Beverly Hills mansions, like the kind in Beverly Hills Cop that Eddie Murphy had to invade. I picture them all having their own individual mansions.
Living off that residuals from the 6 episodes.
Yeah, that's it. Because there was a lot of money going around in the 80s. Even a
lot of money, a lot of cocaine.
Yes, that too. I figure a canceled 6-episode series was still worth, 7 Maseratis and 14 Trans Ams and 17 Morgan Britneys. And there you go. So, I feel like there was a crazy deal made when I was but a lad of 13 when the show was canceled. It was canceled, by the way, the week before Christmas.
Oh, bah humbug.
Yeah, so good job. Thank you to young me, from young me to network executives on Christmas. But
Joe,
I said to the freaky yellow-eyed demons like on Supernatural, who were the network executives at the time, I said, go ahead and cancel it, but I'll make a deal with you. I'm going to talk about it for the rest of my days.
Joe's dying words. Manimal.
That may be true. Actually, there was. I don't know if you ever saw this clip, but I believe that Jay Leno, when he was subbing in for the Tonight Show before he got the gig, that one of the times he was there, they said, hey, they should really get some money in the production here. And they said, why? Well, I got a Manimal mug. It's awesome. So I know that at some point the studio had faith in Manimal. They made Manimal mugs that they gave to the people at the Tonight Show. So somewhere out there is a Manimal mug. You must possess this thing.
Joe, to the eBay.
Yes.
I'm going to look right now live on video while we're doing it.
Well, while you look that up, Joe, since we've come to the end of our hour, looking at my scoreboard, I see that Joe wins by one Panther Claw, which means he must now sing the Manimal theme song in the style of Robert Conrad.
I believe you mean William Conrad.
As long as it's a Conrad.
Robert Conrad, the guy with the Duracell batteries on his shoulder. So I'm gonna here's the theme. Manimal was a guy who was super British, and then there was a lady cop, and then there was a sidekick, and guys, he turned into Manimals and stuff. And one time there was this panther, but let me tell you, he probably couldn't knock the batteries off my shoulder because I'm Robert freaking Conrad. The end, Manimal or whatever.
All right, Dr. Begay, where can people find you online?
drgeeklab.com, Dr. Geek's Laboratory. We have a new season of audio shows. Our third season is thanks to the COVID-19 quarantine, which since we're not being able to do conventions for the foreseeable future, we decided that we're going to do more audio content. So we've actually got the gang back together to do a whole new series of episodes. So look for Apple Podcasts, Dr. Geek's Laboratory, and so that's where you can find me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to hear. Always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Facebook also, drgeeklab.com and the Dr. Geek Think Tank. But that's social media. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys. This is a great honor to wish Joe a happy birthday.
Thank
you. People can find me on the Twitter right here, Gary Mitchell, at Gary Mitchell. And Joe, I think they know where to find you because they're here and they found you.
You're here now. Okay, I have good news to report.
Oh.
There is, I don't know that it's I'm pretty sure it's not the mug from the 80s that Jay Leno had, but on eBay, even as I speak, there are 2 mugs with promo images of Manimal upon them, and they ship from Saint Joaquin, France.
So you're buying them right now, right?
Why, yes.
Yes.
But it's 16.9 euros, which is approximately...
So that's about, what, a ham sandwich?
Yes. Yes. So they exist, and I must have one. So
yes, you must. Yay!
It's happening.
Stay on brand, Joe. Stay on brand.
You got to. You can't go off brand. Come on, guys. All these people going off brand thinking, I'm just going to make up my own stuff. Look, guys, I'm in this. I'm in this forever.
He's in it to win it.
Yes.
I already won it. I'm just defending.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dr. Begay, join me. I believe you'll know how to step in. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy Manimal birthday to you.
The only thing missing, thank you. The only thing missing would be like a sombrero at a restaurant. Nice sombrero.
That's we need a bunch of waitresses to walk around going, happy birthday. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. You know, they don't have to do that anymore. It's now.
No.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's fantastic.
Public domain.
Yay!
They don't have to make up their own birthday song. They can use the real one. Nice. Thank you guys very, very much. I am proud to report that as my birthday looms 12 hours earlier than I thought, I'm about to turn 50, but I don't feel a day over 87. So with that in mind, Darian Scott, thank you very, very much.
Oh, absolutely.
So much fun. We're going to do this again very, very soon.
Yeah, your birthday as well. Your birthday, very, very soon.
Yeah, we actually are going to do that. Let's do that again next year.
Yes.
Do it anytime before then. But
and
we'll
next week we shall be discussing Rocky IV, Red Dawn, and the day after, Russia and Cold War in the 1980s.
Ooh.
And we'll hear Joe say,
we're bringing the. Go ahead. What'd you say?
And we'll hear Joe Crowe say,
Manimal could have defeated those Ruskies. Turned into a giant bear and like clawed them all. Rah! And they would have tried to invade the town in Red Dawn. And when somebody said Wolverine, he would have turned into a Wolverine.
I need someone to write this fan fiction. Get on that internet.
Rah! No, the Wolverine's claws, of course, would go snit.
Yes.
Excellent. We're doing it. Thank you guys very, very much. Next week, Manimal versus Red Dawn. I can get it done by then. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Manimal was a Universal product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the one thing that isn't owned by Disney. Okay, so it can't be coming to Disney Plus. Drat. Somebody.
It's the hub of the new CW app.
Right.
Awesome. This is happening.
This is awesome.
Well, thank you guys very, very much.
No, thank you. Have a wonderful birthday.
I will. I certainly will. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary, for thinking of me.
Oh, always thinking of you, good sir. You're a lovely human. All my best to your wife.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, talk to you later.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, and we're out.